Hello, my name is Tom Fox and I'm asking you to elect me as your independent MP in the up and coming election. We know the election is going to be called in the next 4 or 5 weeks. We don't know who's going to win, we don't know whether it'll be one of the major parties or we don't know, it could be a hung parliament. But what is absolutely critical is that a reformation of parliament is undertaken. And it doesn't look as if it's going to happen from within the parties, because time and time again we read about a new MP or peer looking to better his or her own interests at the expense of the country. So my answer to that is a private member's bill, similar to the legislation that was used by William Wilberforce, who lived in Battersea 200 years ago to abolish the awfulness of the slave trade. It was a piece of legislation that was dependent on huge public support, and I'm going to need your support because they're going to hate what I have to say in Parliament. Critically, the legislation needs to be passed to separate the links between business and those representatives that serve us or allege to serve us, because if we continue to destabilise as a country, horrible factions can gain strength. Look at the rise of the BNP. Do you know that in 2009 the BNP had more votes in the European election than Hitler's Nazi party had in 1928 before it rose to power and before he became Chancellor in January of 1933. This country needs to be helped, needs to be rescued to save us from catastrophic consequences, the consequences of the degradation of trust that the electorate has suffered at the hands of our Parliament. Not our government, our Parliament. The seat of power needs to be challenged and reformed, not just to clean out those that have been fiddling expenses or furthering their own interests financially, but because if we don't, the next 5 years could bring us worse than we could ever imagined.